Ladies, gentlemen, and ballers, we're back with another YouTube video. We're going to be talking about the sixth man of the year candidates so far this season, okay? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you never miss a beat, alright? We have three candidates we're going to talk about today because those are in my opinion, the clear front runners. For my Rookie of the Year and the MVP race, I did five people I would talk about, but I really just think there's only three kind of clear cut. I mean, maybe four if you include Montrezl Harrell, but we'll get into that. We will not be streaming Sunday, the podcast, because I will be in Florida for about a week and a half or two. But as soon as I get back Sunday, I get back, I'm going to do the podcast then. So I apologize for that. But in the meantime, we're going to be uploading just kind of so far in the season. We still have Coach of the Year to do. We have Most Improved Player to do. After those, I'm done the NBA awards. I think I'm just going to talk about individual teams, but basically I'm going to have about at least 10 to 12 recorded videos, so I'm just ready to drop them while I'm in Florida. I'm going to try and upload maybe 1 or 2 videos while I'm in Florida actually, but for that time being, I'm just going to kind of have these videos prepared because, like I said, I want to make sure you guys know that I'm consistent, that I can upload videos before I leave. But yeah, overall, I just want to make sure that you guys know that I want to upload consistent videos 5 to 7 days of the week. And I know that 14-week period, I'm not going to be uploading YouTube videos. I'm sorry about that. Boot camp stuff. I can't exactly bring a PlayStation to an Army base. So I kind of blows. But when I get back, I do plan on making this a thing. I want to pursue a YouTube career and join the inner circle of NBA. I mean, what do you know? Maybe we'll have Kenny or Rusty Buckets on the show. I don't know why I always reference those two YouTubers. Nah, Low and Agent, they would be funny. They would be funny. Those people are funny. But anyways, with that said, let's get right into this video, okay? The three candidates we're going to be talking about today are Jordan Clarkson, Chris Boucher, and Goran Dragic, okay? First up, we're going to be talking about Goran Dragic. He's averaging about 14 points and 5 assists. He has been a really good leader of the team, and he always was last year. Oh, keep in mind, he's also shooting 80% from the free throw line. I just want to point that out. His 2-point percentage this year has actually been really good. Really good. Like around 50%. And the thing about Goran Dragic is, now I understand that the Heat have struggled this year, but I've already talked about this, and I want to make a Heat video separately, but I'm just going to point out they're coming off a championship run, and they had almost they had so little time to prepare themselves for this season, okay? They didn't have much time, and then as soon as the season starts, they get screwed by injuries and COVID, okay? It's a big reason. But Goran Dragic, even though the Heat have not been great this year, he's been a good player for this team. Now, I do think that the Heat should consider trading Goran Dragic, kind of freeing up some cap. Not that his contract's super big or anything, but they could probably get a first-round draft pick, and if they wanted to kind of go in a younger direction, I would understand that. If you ask my opinion, I have no problem Goran Dragic staying on the Heat. I think he really does enjoy it here. The culture that's set up in Miami works perfect for Dragic. And as a sixth man, I think he just kind of brings another scoring punch off the bench with that above average playmaking. Because we forget, back when he was in 2016, 2017, and I think 1 year with Phoenix, I believe, he was he was averaging 20 points, got an All-Star team, I believe. No, it was 2015, 2016 Miami. That's correct, 20 points. And yeah, no, he's just a really good player overall. Now, obviously, these three players I want to be talking about are good players. I wouldn't be talking about them if they weren't good players, and they wouldn't be sixth man of the year candidates. But the role that Dragic has embraced these past couple of years as sixth man, he's always been in the racing, and this year nothing has changed. Just a left-handed demon. With that said, though, we're going to be going to Chris Boucher, the center / power forward from the Raptors. He's averaging about 14 points, 6.5 rebounds, 1 assist though, but he's averaging about 1.6 blocks, I believe. Let me go check the stats. No, 2 blocks. I'm sorry, 2 blocks. Boucher is so just physically gifted that it's actually really fun to watch him. If you have not watched many Raptors games, Boucher, if I described him, he's like a freaking alien. That's the best way I could put it. He's just this like skinny looking 6'9" guy with like I swear to God, like 8 foot wingspan. Like it's ridiculous how long his wingspan is. I forgot what it measured in at. I gotta go look it up. But it's so like it's pause. It's long. Okay. But he has been just everywhere. Now he is shooting about 74% from the free throw line. It was down from last year, but that's still solid for big men. And the stat that I love to look at is his 3-point percentage because he's shooting about a high. I gotta go check the stats, but he's shooting a high percentage from 3-point, like an efficient 3-point percentage, which is so impressive for how he first started in the league. Like he went undrafted, he was not polished whatsoever. No one really knew what position he was gonna play, and now he's just really this good kind of dominant player. Now the Raptors for some reason are still starting Aaron Baines now. Aaron Baines was completely garbage at the beginning of the year, and he's actually picked it up recently. But it's like I talked about it like a month ago, and it's just like they run Aaron Baines for like the first 3 to 4 minutes, and then bench him, and Baines ends up getting like 12 to 15 minutes a game. It has picked up a little bit, but on average it's about 12 to 15 minutes per game, and Boucher kind of plays that about like 28 to 30 minutes. But the thing is, she's only averaging 23 minutes. That is my fault. I'm on NBAReference.com right now. But there's certainly a lot of games where he is getting that playing time. But with that said, he's just a really efficient six-man. He knows his role, and he's smarter than giving credit for. And he uses his length to his advantage, which is really key because he's actually pretty skinny. I don't know if they have his weight listed on NBA Reference, but he's really skinny player, but he uses his frame so smartly. Is that even a word? Yeah. He uses his frame in the right way to kind of help him out on the defensive end. On the offensive end, he's a lob target. He's a really good screen setter who can occasionally pop out to the 3-point line. Just a typical kind of big man who can kind of space the floor. So I guess really not that typical. But Boucher is just an all-around just surprise player. And I'm glad to see him because I bought on the Chris Boucher stock early last year, okay? And I'm glad that he's kind of picking up where he left off towards the end of the year / middle of the year. So that is really cool to see. Yeah, with that said, though, I think it's also the fact due to Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka leaving has opened up those minutes for him to flourish. So yeah, but the last candidate we are going to talk about is Jordan Clarkson. And oh my goodness, Jordan Clarkson is a bucket. He's a shot caller. Okay, he's averaging 17 points, 4 rebounds, and like 2 assists or something like that coming off the bench. He's shooting a career high in efficiency, like 50. His efficiency field goal percentage. Does that mean a word, or is that even a stat? I don't know. I think I read that wrong, but it's 50. It's about 56%, which is a career high. Okay, he's shooting a career high from the 3-point line, second career high. I'm sorry about that. 37, about 38% from 3. But on his most attempts in his career, on 8 attempts per game. That is what I like to see, okay? So I think it was in Cleveland. He shot about 40% from the field. I think it was his first or second year in Cleveland. But it's the attempts is what's really helping him. He's shooting 45% from the field as well. And Jordan Clarkson is known for kind of just signing a streaky player. There'd be like a 5-game stretch where he's just dropping buckets, and then another 5-game stretch where he's shooting like 2% from the field. And I'm glad Quinn Snyder has fully embraced Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench, letting him jack up shots. I think that's really key for him because he's such a good kind of savvy scorer. Like he just reminds me of like a Kyrie Light in the sense that where like he can pick his spots and he can create the dribble. I'm not saying he's nowhere near the creator Kyrie is, but he can just hit those difficult shots and that can be so demoralizing. The thing that I do like though is how Jordan Clarkson is taking more shots at the rim. I think that's really helping his percentages and his efficiency as well. Now he is still taking those kind of questionable shots, but they're going in, which is the important part. But it's the fact that when he's not feeling it, I like how he's willing to be passive and he's also willing to use he's willing to attack the rim, which is very key, which is something he didn't necessarily do a few years back. But yeah, I think just Quinn Snyder overall has this Utah Jazz team playing like just insanely well, which is why they're number one seed in the West. They're attempting like the most 3-pointers in like the history and shooting like 40% from the field, which is like it has to be like an all-time like team high in history, like one of the all-time team highs. So that's really key. And with that said, though, my sixth man of the year candidate goes to Jordan Clarkson. Right now, he's the clear-cut favorite. Clarkson has been a bucket. He's been what, like the second or third leading? I think he's the second or third leading option this team. I'm pretty sure second, because Conley's averaging like 16. Bogdanovich has just recently picked it up. Gobert, no, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's second. And overall, this team's just in first place, which also really helps them because the Jazz have just been so good this year, and they're a legit contender. The thing, though, I just want to point out is I'm a little concerned if this can really sustain in the playoffs, especially Jordan Clarkson, because I'm scared that he's going to kind of have a few of those dud games, which it happens, but I just hope that if he can do this in the playoffs, oh my goodness, the Jazz are going to be a scary team. With that said, though, that will conclude today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Okay? Private KJ out.